Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects all of us, whether we realize it or not. We see artificial intelligence everywhere, from the assistant on your phone to the algorithms that decide what video you watch next. It's supposed to be this perfectly objective, logical force, totally free from messy human error, right? Well, what if I told you that AI might be secretly learning some of our worst habits? That's right. We're talking about bias, prejudice, and the flawed origins of the very technology we're trusting to shape our future. Let's start with a simple question. Where does AI get its intelligence from? We're talking texts from the entire internet, millions of images, historical records, and so much more. And here's the first huge problem. All of this data was created by us, by humans, and humans, well, we have biases. Our history is filled with them, our language is riddled with them, and our society is still struggling to overcome them. So, when an AI is fed a diet of human history and communication, it's not just learning about facts and figures. It's also absorbing our subconscious prejudices. Think about it like this. If you train an AI on historical texts to understand job roles, it might quickly learn to associate the word doctor with men and nurse with women, simply because that was the overwhelming pattern in the data for decades. The AI isn't thinking maliciously, it's just a powerful pattern recognition machine doing its job. But this has very real-world consequences. We've already seen examples of hiring tools that systematically downgraded resumes from applicants that included the word women's, like captain of the women's chess club. We've seen facial recognition systems that were significantly less accurate for people of color and for women. This isn't some hypothetical science fiction problem for the distant future. It's happening right now, affecting real people's lives and opportunities. So, how did we even get here? The origins of many of the foundational datasets used in AI go back decades. In the early days of AI development, the primary goal was simply to get the technology to work, to prove it was even possible. Data was collected from whatever sources were easily available at the time, often without much thought given to diversity, fairness, or representation. On top of that, the tech world itself, historically, has not been the most diverse place. This meant the people building the first algorithms and choosing the training data often had their own blind spots. They weren't necessarily setting out to build biased systems, but their own unconscious biases and the limited perspective of the available data became embedded in the AIs. It's a classic case of the old programming adage, garbage in, garbage out, except in this case, it's not literal garbage, it's the subtle, ingrained prejudices of our society. Let's look at a concrete example. Language models. These are the A's that power chatbots, write articles, and even help code. They learn by analyzing billions of sentences scraped from books, articles, and the web. So what happens when they learn from old books where certain stereotypes were just commonplace? Or worse, from toxic corners of the internet where hateful language and prejudice run rampant? The AI absorbs these associations. It might learn to link certain nationalities with negative traits or connect specific jobs to a particular gender. Not because it's true, but because that's what it read over and over again. Without careful, deliberate filtering and correction, the AI simply parrots back the biases it was taught, but with a terrifying new authority and at an unimaginable scale, it becomes an amplifier for our worst tendencies. Another major area where this is a problem is computer vision. To teach an AI to recognize a person or a car or a dog, you have to show it thousands, even millions, of labeled pictures. But what happens if most of the pictures of a CEO in your training set are of white men? The AI will become an expert at recognizing that specific image of a CEO, but it might struggle to identify a woman or a person of color in the same role. This is exactly why some early photo tagging apps made horrifying mistakes, mislabeling people from underrepresented groups, because their training data simply wasn't diverse enough to teach them what the real world looks like. The fundamental flaw isn't in the concept of AI itself, but in the incomplete and skewed picture of the world we've provided it with. So, are we intentionally programming prejudice into these machines? For the most part, no. It's much more of a reflection than an intention. You see, AI systems act like a giant, brutally honest mirror, showing us the biases that are already present in our world, in our data, and in our decisions. The shocking truth is that the objective machine is simply holding up a mirror to our own flawed society. The real danger comes when we mistake that reflection for pure, objective truth. When we treat the AI's output as infallible, we risk reinforcing and even legitimizing the very biases we're trying to escape. If a biased AI denies someone a loan, a job, or a medical diagnosis, it doesn't just harm that one person. It creates a dangerous feedback loop that makes systemic inequality even worse, locking it into our future infrastructure. But this is a big but, don't despair. The good news is that awareness is the first, most critical step. Researchers, ethicists, and responsible developers around the world are working incredibly hard on this problem. They are developing amazing techniques to debias data, to create more diverse and inclusive datasets from scratch, and to build fairness checks directly into the algorithms themselves. This involves asking tough, uncomfortable questions. Who is represented in our data? Whose voices and experiences are missing? What are the potential negative impacts of this technology on the most vulnerable communities? It's a painstaking process of actively teaching AI to be better than us, and to learn to ignore the prejudices hidden in the data, and focus on making fair and equitable decisions. Some of these methods involve strategically adding noise to the data to confuse the algorithm as attempts to learn biased correlations. Others involve creating synthetic or artificially generated data to fill in the gaps for underrepresented groups, giving the AI a more complete picture of humanity. There are even powerful new accountability tools that can audit an AI's decisions to see if they are fair across different demographics, shining a light on any hidden biases. It's a complex and ongoing battle, but it's a battle that we absolutely have to win. And as users, we also have a crucial role to play. By understanding that AI is not a magic, all-knowing oracle, we can be more critical of the results it gives us. When you see a strange recommendation, a weird search result, or a biased conclusion, question it, report it. Support the companies and developers who are transparent about how their AI works and are publicly committed to ethics and fairness. Our collective demand for better, more responsible AI can be a powerful force that drives the entire industry in the right direction. The goal isn't to get rid of AI. The potential for good is far too great. The goal is to build a version of it that reflects the best of our values, not the worst of our history. We have a unique opportunity to create a tool that can actually help us overcome our own biases, but only if we are conscious and deliberate in how we build, train, and deploy it. So, the next time you interact with an AI, remember the human hands and the human history behind it. It's not magic. It's a reflection of us, warts and all. And it's up to all of us to make sure that reflection becomes clearer, fairer, and more just for everyone. Thanks so much for watching. This is a huge topic, and we've really only scratched the surface today. What are your thoughts on AI bias? Have you seen any examples of it in your own life? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the technology that's shaping our world. See you in the next one.